Shout out to G-Man Boxing. Where's the piss bottle? It's over there.
Alright, people. The morning after, the night before, as Boxing Gossip used to say. Chris Eubank Jr. The fight with Liam Smith. I think we all kind of felt the same after. The manner in which he was defeated was what really shocked us and really just left everyone speechless. I said it in my immediate aftermath thoughts. I picked Eubank Jr. to win this fight on points. Now, I know Liam Smith is a very, very good fighter. I know out of all the Smith brothers, he's the one I have the most respect for because he's the one who really comes to win every fight he's in. And he's been unlucky at times in his career. Should have got a decision in Russia against, I can't remember the guy's name, but didn't. He was the away fighter for that. Had to go and basically go back down to British level and fight Fowler just to get that Jesse Vargas fight. And now it's culminated in this. So Liam Smith is a very, very good fighter. Never going to take that away from him. I felt that if he did win, and it wouldn't have been out of the realms of possibility. I mean, he's a better fighter than Liam Williams. He would have won on points. On a razor close decision, maybe a bit of controversy, maybe, that sort of way. But for him to win in 4 rounds by knockout, you just couldn't have seen that coming. No one did. That's why it was universal around boxing circles. Everyone was just speechless because we just didn't see this coming. Eubank Jr., a fighter who has never shown any chinks in terms of punch resistance. He was buzzed a bit by George Groves a couple of times, yes, but George Groves at 168 is a tremendous puncher and a much, much naturally bigger guy. I mean, I'd say he had the guts of half a stone, maybe more, on Eubank Jr. in the ring that night. So that you can kind of say, okay, fair enough, and Eubank did a very good job, he was stunned a few times, his legs dipped, but he never looked like, jelly legs in there. So for him to go in there against Liam Smith and get really in 4 rounds annihilated almost, stopped, legs gone, it just, you look at this and you think how damaging a defeat that was. Eubank has a rematch clause in his contract, but should he take it? And you just think, what's next from here? What does he do? Because I think if Chris Eubank had lost this fight, and let's say he'd lost it on points in a razor close decision, well, it's easy, rematch, instant rematch, I'm going to right the wrong. But an immediate rematch when your opponent has knocked you out, normally, there are exceptions of course, but normally it doesn't go well next time around. In fact, if anything, it normally tends to go worse next time around. I mean, there are exceptions, of course, Dillian Whyte against Povetkin, but Povetkin was finished in the first fight. Dillian Whyte made a mistake and that was it. Whereas, Liam Smith is far from finished. He still has loads in the tank. And this was not one-sided. I felt Eubank was doing more of what he wanted, but this was not one-sided. To say that under no circumstances, I mean, it was competitive the whole way through. The third round being the exception, maybe. Other than that, it was competitive. So, Eubank in a rematch, I don't think he should do that. And the question is now, at the age of 33, where do you go? What is there? Because at 160 pounds, it looks to me as though Eubank is well and truly done with that weight now. And does it get any easier? I mean, if you fight a Charlo, I don't see him beating Charlo. If you fight a Triple G, even a 40-year-old Triple G now, 41-year-old, I see that going very bad for Eubank Jr. with the way he looked in there. And the question is now has that chin been dented? And was that chin ever the best that he claimed it was in the first place? It's very easy to claim that you have a good chin when, you do a good job being defensive, reasonably so. It never really gets tagged. And if it does, you take a lot of the sting out of the shots. And have you fought any punchers who are, really that destructive? George Groves, yes. But Abraham, no. Yildirim, no. O'Sullivan can bang. He can. But I don't think he did hit Eubank a few times, but I don't think he ever really caught him with maximum power. You know, to really kind of turn your lights out, kind of. I don't think he ever did that. And who else? You know, there's not really Korobov, not a puncher. De Gale, not a puncher. So Eubank's been in there with guys who are not really no punchers. So it's easy to say you have a decent chin or a very good chin when A, you're defensively quite good, you're not getting tagged, so there's no sign that your legs are going. And you're there with guys who at best could maybe probably stun you, maybe at best. They're not going to knock you out. They're not known for that. So moving forward, I mean, what do you say? I mean, Eubank isn't going to retire. He's probably going to move up to 168 pounds. Canelo Alvarez is the man at that division, we know. Now, his only saving grace is that Canelo Alvarez, yes, he is the man at that division, but he's undisputed. So how long before? Now, Alvarez, we know, cash cow, and we know that he is the darling of the sanctioned bodies that he fights for. So they will be, Canelo can keep those titles, mate. As long as Canelo's our champion, we're happy. I mean, wait you see, if Usyk beats Fury, mandatories like that, left, right and centre. But at some point those belts will become fragmented. Maybe he could pick one up, a vacant title. Maybe, who knows. But at 168 pounds, you've got Benavidez. You've got Plant. You know, you have potentially Dimitri Bivol coming down. It's not getting any easier, you know. And most of the guys at 168 now, whom Canelo hasn't fought, the Benavidez's of the world, if Charlo goes up, Demetrius Andre, they're on PBC, so it's going to be hard to get them fights. And Demetrius Andre, I think based upon what I saw there, he'd beat Eubank. Based upon what I've seen, Charlo beats him, Plant beats him, Benavidez, oh dear, that could go very ugly for Eubank. I wouldn't like to see that. I seen Conor Benn, you know, have a go at Eubank Jr. on Twitter and say words to the extent of, if we'd have fought, it would have been 2 rounds, or if he'd have fight me, hinting that it was Eubank's fault. You know, again, showing his just lack of awareness. Why did the fight get cancelled again? Oh, yes. We know why. Billy Joe Saunders, of course, ever the opportunity to, you know, poke fun at. And to be fair, Eubank's done it to him. So I guess you could say turnabout is fair play in that regard. Billy Joe Saunders, I think, is the only fight for Eubank Jr. now at this stage in his career that makes any sense. I really do, because I don't see Eubank picking up a title at 168 or 160 pounds. Billy Joe Saunders is on the comeback. Well, Billy Joe Saunders, God only knows what he's doing, because some people are saying that he's on the comeback trail. I know it was reported last year he was looking to go back with Dominic Ingle. He was shown in the gym at certain times doing a bit of training, but he was also shown being grotesquely overweight, looking just a shadow of what he was in May of 2021 when he fought Alvarez. And by the time he does come back, if in fact he does, it will be past that. It'll be 2 years out of the ring. He will have lost an enormous amount of weight to get down to 168 pounds. I would imagine that's what he's going to fight at. And he is probably going to be looking a shell of his former self. With Eubank, he's still being active. You know, he's never really had a damaging, you know, in terms of physically damaging fight in his career. You know, the George Groves fight was tough. Billy Joe just outboxed him. This was a tough fight. How much will this take out of Eubank? That remains to be seen. But I really think that if Eubank wants to make one last payday, or a good payday, and maybe see what happens then after, he's going to be trying to look at Billy Joe Saunders. And I wonder, will Kellis Sauerland be on the phone and just saying, what would it take to get you out of retirement in the ring? Because I think that's the only fight realistically that makes sense for him. In terms of Eubank on pay-per-view, well, if he comes back, that's just not going to happen. You know, if he's not fighting Liam Smith, obviously Liam Smith rematch, they'd do that on pay-per-view. And it would do even better than this one, because it'd be a bit more hype around it, I think. Even though we kind of know probably what might happen again, but still. In terms of Eubank coming back, if he has a comeback fight, I mean, it's going to be a low level. He's not getting any younger, as the saying goes, as he is, because as the saying goes, Father Time is undefeated, is what I was looking to say. He's going on 34. That athleticism is about to wane, I would imagine. And what do you say? You know, where do you go? Where do you go? It's I really don't know. I really don't know. It could be a case of, you know, this is the end of the road for Chris Eubank Jr. Because again, if you're Eubank has decent speed, good athleticism, which will eventually start to wane, and I would imagine if it's not already, it's about to. He's never been the greatest long range boxer. It's improving a bit under Roy Jones, but still not to the extent it should be. As I said, never been the biggest puncher, decent power, but never the biggest. And now if you compound that with a chin that might be dented, I really just don't see where you go from here. And it's not up to me to say to someone, oh, you need to retire, and this, that, and the other. It's the fighter at the end of the day makes that decision. But realistically, I can't see Eubank Jr. doing anything more now at this stage. I'm always happy to be proven wrong, as I say, but based upon what I saw there last night, I really don't see where he goes from here, truth be told. To me, it's just a case of, well, I think last night told us a lot about Liam Smith, but even more about Chris Eubank Jr. It really did. And as entertaining as Eubank Jr. can be, that's such a damaging loss. Such a damaging loss. And the manner of it, I don't know how you come back from that. I really don't. I really, truly don't. That's my thoughts on this. Now, we'll probably go live probably about 6:30 this evening, and we'll discuss it further there. 6:30, 6:45 thereabouts, in around that, and we'll probably discuss this further then. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to. I might even have my headphones there. I might even leave a link in, get a few people on to have a chat, and as well. We'll see about that, but we'll do that about 6:30 this evening. We'll talk about it further. But for now, in this video, let me know your immediate thoughts on what you think of the situation. Where does Eubank Jr. go? Where does he go? Am I going to be doing a WTF video on Eubank Jr. next? Maybe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And just as a side note, lads, if you could share this video to wherever, smash the like button as best you can, as much as you can. Lads, we're 9 subs off 10,000. We're actually single digits. 9 people. 9 people. And I'm sure everyone knows 9 people who you could say, go and give Gia. So 9 people until I hit the big 10. That is crazy. We really hit it big last night. So let's keep it going. Hope you enjoyed the video, people. Smash the like button, of course, if you could. I hope you all have a great day. And I will catch you this evening. Lots to talk about. Peace.